Gadot, a journey of faith, heritage, and gratitude. I first encountered Gal Gadot on National Geographic as a fan of her Impact with Gal Gadot documentary series, which highlights resilient young women around the globe overcoming obstacles. Inspired, I began following her on Instagram and became curious about her faith and heritage. That's why Rwanda Testimonies is sharing her story with our viewers, to explore her profound connection to faith and heritage and the transformative power of gratitude. Gal Gadot's story intricately weaves together Jewish tradition, family legacy, and personal conviction, illuminating the complexities of modern faith. Gadot begins each day with a practice that has anchored Jewish communities for centuries. Before the emails, the demands of motherhood, or the cameras, she recites the ancient words of Modeh Ani. I thank you, living and eternal King, for you have graciously returned my soul within me. Great is your faithfulness. Dating back to the 16th century, this simple prayer forms the cornerstone of her spiritual practice and reveals the depth of her connection to her Jewish heritage. The prayer itself carries a profound meaning that resonates throughout Gadot's approach to life. The Hebrew grammar deliberately places gratitude before the self. Thankful am I, rather than I am thankful, serving as a daily reminder that humility and appreciation should precede personal concerns. For Gadot, this isn't merely a ritual, it's a genuine expression of wonder at the gift of life. Gadot's faith journey is deeply intertwined with her family's extraordinary history, particularly the story of her maternal grandfather, Abraham Weiss. As the sole survivor of his family after enduring the horrors of Auschwitz, Weiss emerged from unimaginable darkness with a message not of bitterness but of love, compassion, and tolerance. His testimony that one doesn't earn anything with anger and hate became a foundational principle for Gadot, shaping her personal relationships, public advocacy, and the values she hopes to instill in her 4 daughters. This family legacy provides a powerful backdrop for understanding Gadot's approach to faith. She represents the 8th generation of her father's family to be born in the land of Israel, with roots stretching back to an ancestor who served as the first chemist at Sharai Tzedek Hospital in Jerusalem. This deep historical connection to the land imbues her Jewish identity with a unique dimension that extends beyond religious practice to encompass cultural, historical, and geographical belonging. Gadot describes her relationship with traditional religious observance as complex. While she doesn't consider herself religiously observant in the conventional sense and has expressed uncertainty about believing in God in traditional terms, her daily recitation of Modeh Ani reveals a nuanced spirituality that finds meaning in practice even amid theological questioning. This honest acknowledgement of doubt, coupled with faithful practice, reflects a modern struggle many face: the desire to maintain cultural and spiritual connections while wrestling with doctrinal certainties. Gadot's faith became particularly pronounced following the October 7, 2023 attacks, when she sought solace within the Jewish community. During this period of crisis, she discovered comfort in the synagogue, feeling at home among family in ways that surprised her. The global response to the attacks, particularly instances where violence against Jews was celebrated or justified, deepened her understanding of the importance of Jewish solidarity and her responsibility to speak out for her community. Her advocacy during this period reflected the influence of the ancient Jewish sage Hillel, whose words she often quotes: "If I am not for myself, who will be for me? And if I'm only for myself, then what am I?" This balance between self-advocacy and broader responsibility exemplifies how ancient Jewish wisdom continues to guide contemporary ethical thinking, even for someone navigating the complex world of international celebrity. The Hebrew word Yehudi, meaning Jew, translates to one who praises, and this linguistic connection illuminates Gadot's approach to both faith and life. Her emphasis on gratitude isn't merely a personal preference, but reflects a cultural inheritance that sees praise and thanksgiving as fundamental to Jewish identity. This attitude of gratitude becomes a bridge between her heritage and her contemporary life, allowing her to honor tradition while living authentically in the modern world. Gadot's faith expression also encompasses broader humanitarian values that transcend specific religious boundaries. Her commitment to truth, compassion, and love, values she associates with both her Jewish heritage and universal human dignity, shapes her advocacy work and public statements. She consistently emphasizes humanity over ideology, expressing her desire for everybody to have a good life, while maintaining strong connections to her specific cultural and religious community. As a mother, Gadot faces the challenge of transmitting these values to the next generation. She describes her goal of instilling in her daughters a strong sense of self-love and pride in their Jewish heritage, teaching them to see themselves as part of an ancient people with an ancient story in an ancient homeland who celebrate life and work to see a better and more peaceful future. This intergenerational transmission of values represents one of the most profound aspects of living faith: the responsibility to carry forward wisdom while allowing each generation to find its own authentic expression. The complexity of Gadot's faith journey reflects broader themes in contemporary Jewish life: the tension between tradition and modernity, the challenge of maintaining identity in a globalized world, and the search for authentic spirituality in an age of questioning. Her story demonstrates that faith need not be rigid or unquestioning to be meaningful, and that cultural and religious identity can be sources of strength even when approached with nuance and complexity. Through her daily practice of gratitude, her commitment to family legacy, and her willingness to speak out for her community, Gal Gadot embodies a form of lived faith that honors the past while engaging fully with the present. Her journey reminds us that authentic spirituality often emerges not from perfect certainty, but from the willingness to engage deeply with questions of meaning, identity, and responsibility in all their beautiful complexity.